Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. What's going on? Let's do the weekly analysis for Euro dollar, NAS100 and gold. Let's look at Euro dollar first. So on the weekly time frame, what do we see? We see that our weekly structure is completely bearish and we had done a lot of things. We had mitigated this fair value gap as you would have seen my previous outlooks. Then we have mitigated this fair value gap and we have given a bearish initiation. So on the weekly time frame, I know that my bias is bearish on the long term, and the only POI that I see here is this weekly order block where the algorithm had changed its rate of delivery. So that's what I see on the weekly time frame. On the weekly time frame, where are the external range liquidities? The nearest one is this one. So I'll just mark it as the sell side liquidity. Now let's go and check out the daily time frame. What do we see on the daily time frame? We see that our swing structure is bearish. We have this fair value gaps right here. What we can expect price to do in the coming week is we can expect price to mitigate this daily fair value gap or this weekly order block and then head towards the lower side. Now let's go and check out the H4 time frame. Where do we stand on the H4 time frame? On the H4 time frame, where are the fair value gaps? There is this fair value gap right here that we see. All the fair value gaps here have been mitigated. So this is the H4 FVG where we can be looking for short rates. So there are so many conferences. There's daily fair value gap, there's weekly order block, and then there is this H4 FVG. So the idea in euro dollar is pretty simple. We can look for shorts once price mitigates this H4 FVG, which would be, if you guys remember the ERL to IRL story, this would be our internal range liquidity. And where is our external range liquidity? First is this H4 low. This is our external range liquidity on the H4 time frame, and on the weekly time frame there is this external range liquidity. So this is the euro dollar analysis. Very simple bias. We just want prices to drag higher and then we start selling from here. Now let's go and check out Nasdaq. What's Nasdaq doing? Nasdaq has done an amazing thing in the last week. If we check the weekly time frame, a weekly time frame is pretty bullish. There was this fair value gap which price just mitigated, swept these lows and gave a completely bullish initiation. The wonderful part about this is there's two things. Price also swept the internal lows and price also swept the weekly fair value gap, which tells us that our next draw on liquidity is this external draw liquidity, which is the weekly high. Our IRL on the weekly time frame has been mitigated. Now let's go and check out the daily time frame. What is daily time frame saying? Our daily time frame tells us that once price mitigated the weekly fair value gap, we had this change in state of delivery. So we have this daily order block right here, which price retested here. So now we can expect that price would be going higher towards this weekly buy side liquidity. Now let's go and check out the H4 time frame. On the H4 time frame, what do we see? Price swept the lows, gave a bullish initiation, retested the H4 FVG and the daily order block, and again gave a bullish initiation. So what we see is we have this H4 order block, which could be our essential POI for looking for longs in the coming week. This has been tested, however. So either price gives us a new fair value gap in the coming week where we can see price retracing back and then we can hunt for further higher prices. So in Nasdaq, just wait for a new H4 FVG to get delivered. Very simple and very clean price action. Now let's go and check out the gold. What's gold doing? Gold has done a very amazing thing. If you look at this weekly time frame, our weekly time frame is bullish. There was this fair value gap on the weekly time frame that price has reacted to. It went up, and as we noticed in the last week, price liquidated this external range liquidity on the weekly time frame. However, does this mean that price could directly head higher? I wouldn't say so. Price can still continue to head lower because there is this sell side liquidity which price has not taken out, which is the weekly low. Now, if this weekly structure has to hold, this price can reverse from here. But if we look at the daily time frame, what do we see? We are still a bit far away from the weekly low, which is our main external range liquidity, until and unless price closes above this, which is our daily order block, I am not looking for longs. I will only look for longs when price closes above this on a daily time frame and then retraces back. Then I'll be confident that gold may go up towards these all external buy side liquidity levels. But until this happens, I am only looking for shorts on gold, despite the ERL being liquidated, because I do not see a confirmation of price reversing on the lower time frame. So price is fractal. On the external time frame, we have an initial trigger, but on the internal time frame, we still are yet to see a reversal. Sorry, my bad. This is the daily order block, not the above one. So let's just correct it. I just saw that this candle was actually green, which is the white candle. So until and unless price mitigates here, I am not ready to look for any longs. Now there is this daily fair value gap, an interesting thing that can happen, and you guys need to be aware of. And please listen to me very carefully. What can happen is once price is here on a daily time frame, you would see that a daily candle is bullish due to some news, mitigates this daily fair value gap, and closes extremely bearish. So it is extremely important to either wait for a daily closure above or wait for a daily closure after sweeping this daily fair value gap below this order block to build a bias. Hence, on gold, I would most likely be waiting out this week to see how price behaves, because for me currently, if you look at the daily time frame, it's extremely hard to read the charts. And when it's hard to read the charts, it's completely fine, right? There are certain times when you are just not able to read the charts, and it's completely fine to just wait out and build a scenario like how I'm building to be able to feel confident on what you want to trade. Now, on the H4 time frame, what's happening on the H4 time frame? After the ERL liquidation, our H4 has changed its state on delivery, which is right here. And after that, we had a subsequent CSID right here. So it means that price is actually inching towards this daily fair value gap, which is the drawn liquidity. Now, do we have any sort of area to build a long trade here? No, because price already mitigated this H4 FVG. Now, if price comes to mitigate this H4 FVG, it might as well turn bearish. So that's why I'm saying once it's hard to read the charts, just wait out and wait for this to happen to go short, or wait for this daily candle to close above this, so that you know that now you can start going long. So this is the outlook for gold. I hope these outlooks are helpful to you guys. Let me know in case of any questions or comments. Until then, I wish you a wonderful week ahead. Thank you so much.